What if the person you trusted most was keeping a secret that could tear your world apart? For Alex, that moment came in the form of a single text, a message that would unravel everything he thought he knew about love, trust, and family. This is a story about betrayal, resilience, and the power of forgiveness. Alex and Mia's story began like something out of a romantic film. Alex, a 38-year-old architect with a passion for designing spaces that told a story, met Mia, a 36-year-old event planner whose creativity and attention to detail made her a rising star in her field. Together, they built a life that blended ambition with family, creating a home filled with love and laughter. Their daughters, Lily and Chloe, were the light of their lives. Lily, the 10-year-old with a love for drawing, and Chloe, the 6-year-old whose giggles could brighten any room, were at the center of everything Alex and Mia did. From family game nights to summer vacations, their bond seemed unshakable. But as with any long-term relationship, the demands of life began to take a toll. Between Alex's long hours at his architectural firm and Mia's demanding schedule organizing high-profile events, their relationship started to shift. They still loved each other, but the quiet moments of connection they once cherished became fewer and farther between. Alex often brushed aside his unease. After all, every marriage has its ups and downs, right? He believed they were simply in a rough patch, one they'd move past with time. What he didn't realize was that the cracks in their foundation were beginning to grow. It was subtle at first, so subtle that Alex dismissed it as nothing more than Mia being tired or stressed. She'd always been glued to her phone, but now it felt different. She wasn't scrolling through Pinterest boards for event ideas or texting her friends about weekend plans. Her interactions seemed private. "Who are you texting so much?" Alex had asked one evening, half joking. Mia barely looked up from her phone, offering a vague smile. "Work stuff," she said before quickly changing the subject. Then there were the late nights. Mia, who used to love unwinding with Alex after a long day, started spending more time at the office or out meeting clients. "It's just a busy season," she explained when Alex questioned her, and he believed her. At least he wanted to. But the unease gnawed at him. Small things started to stand out. The way she would angle her phone away when he walked into the room, the muted laughs he'd overhear when she was on calls, the way she'd withdraw when he tried to engage her in conversation. Alex told himself he was overthinking. Mia was hardworking and passionate about her career. Of course, she was busy. Still, the warmth between them felt different, like something essential had shifted. And though Alex tried to ignore the growing knot in his stomach, he couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The moment came unexpectedly. Alex wasn't one to snoop, but life with two kids meant phones were often shared for games, schedules, or the occasional music playlist. One evening, while syncing their shared calendar for Lily's school recital, a message popped up on Mia's screen. It was from someone named Ryan. "Tonight was amazing. Let's make it happen again soon." Alex froze. The words were casual enough, but something about them didn't sit right. He tried to brush it off, maybe it was a colleague thanking her for a successful event. But the phrasing felt personal, too familiar. When Mia came into the room, he handed her the phone and asked, as calmly as he could, "Who's Ryan?" Mia didn't miss a beat. "Oh, he's a marketing consultant I'm working with. He's been a lifesaver with a tricky client." Why, she smiled, her tone light, almost rehearsed. Alex nodded, forcing a smile in return, but inside his mind was racing. Why hadn't she mentioned Ryan before? And what exactly had been so amazing about tonight? Though Alex wanted to believe her, the seed of doubt had been planted. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story than Mia was letting on. It was a rainy Thursday when Alex's phone buzzed with a call from Mia. Her voice was shaky, filled with panic. "I've been in a small accident," she said. "I'm fine, but I'm at the hospital. Can you come?" Alex's heart raced as he rushed to the hospital. His mind was filled with worst-case scenarios. Was she hurt? Were the kids with her? But when he arrived, he found Mia sitting in the ER with a man he instantly recognized. It was Ryan. Van? Ryan was seated next to Mia, leaning in close, his hand gently resting on hers. They were deep in conversation, their heads tilted together in a way that felt far too intimate. For a moment, Alex just stood there watching. It was like he had stepped into someone else's life. When Mia noticed him, her face paled. She quickly pulled her hand away, stammering, "Ryan was just helping. He happened to be nearby when it happened." Alex said nothing. The scene before him spoke volumes. His mind reeled as he tried to process what he was seeing. Why had Ryan been the one Mia called? Why was he here, acting like more than just a coworker? As Alex drove Mia home later that evening, the silence between them was deafening. Questions swirled in his mind, but he couldn't bring himself to ask. The answers, he feared, might confirm what he already suspected. The silence didn't last long. A few days after the accident, Alex couldn't hold back any longer. They were sitting in the living room after putting the kids to bed when he finally blurted out, "I need to know the truth, Mia. What's going on with you and Ryan?" Mia's head snapped up, her eyes wide with surprise. "What are you talking about?" she said, her voice tinged with irritation. "I saw you at the hospital," Alex said, his voice trembling. "You looked close. Too close. And that message I saw tonight was amazing? What am I supposed to think?" Mia's expression hardened. "Are you serious right now? He's a friend, Alex. A colleague. Nothing more. You're being ridiculous." Her defensiveness stung, but it also made Alex's suspicions grow. "I don't feel ridiculous, Mia. I feel like you're hiding something. And the way you've been acting lately, it doesn't feel like us." Mia sighed, her voice softening. "I've been under so much pressure at work, Alex. Ryan's just been there to help. That's it. You're reading too much into this." Alex wanted to believe her. He wanted to trust the woman he'd shared his life with for over a decade. But the doubt in his heart was louder than her words. A few weeks later, Alex and Mia attended a dinner party at a close friend's house. It was meant to be a night of relaxation and reconnection, a chance to escape the tension that had taken over their home. Alex hoped that maybe, just maybe, they could find their way back to the version of themselves that laughed together and felt like partners. But the evening didn't unfold the way Alex had imagined. From the moment they arrived, Alex noticed Ryan among the other guests. His presence alone sent a ripple of unease through Alex, but he tried to push it aside. Mia had assured him again and again that Ryan was just a coworker. As the night wore on, Alex found himself lingering on the edges of conversations, watching Mia. She and Ryan seemed to gravitate toward each other, their easy laughter and private exchanges drawing a stark contrast to the cold distance she'd shown Alex in recent weeks. At one point, Alex stood in the doorway of the kitchen, watching as Mia and Ryan leaned in close, sharing a joke that made her laugh in a way Alex hadn't seen in months. Her hand brushed Ryan's arm, a small gesture, but one that felt intimate enough to make Alex's chest tighten. For the rest of the evening, Alex couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider in his own marriage. Every glance, every laugh shared between Mia and Ryan was like a dagger. By the time they left the party, Alex was silent, his suspicions no longer whispers but shouts in his mind. The night of the dinner party, Alex couldn't sleep. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, the weight of everything pressing down on him. The images of Mia and Ryan together, their closeness, their laughter, it all felt like undeniable proof. But Alex needed more. He needed to know for sure. Unable to resist, he went to their shared laptop, hoping he wouldn't find anything but unable to stop himself from looking. At first, he saw nothing unusual: emails about work, schedules for the girls. But then he clicked on a folder labeled event planning, and there it was, a chain of emails between Mia and Ryan. The messages started off innocently enough, discussing work projects and logistics, but as Alex scrolled, the tone shifted. Compliments about Mia's creativity turned into jokes about how much time they were spending together. One message from Ryan read, "Can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Dinner after." Alex's hands shook as he read the exchanges. They weren't explicit, but they were intimate in a way that left no doubt. This wasn't just about work. There was a connection between them that Mia had been hiding, and now Alex had the proof. When Mia came into the kitchen the next morning, she found Alex sitting at the table, the laptop open in front of him. His face was pale, his expression unreadable. "Explain this," he said quietly, his voice steady but cold. Mia's face fell as she saw the messages on the screen. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. For the first time, there was no denial, no excuses, just the crushing silence of a truth she could no longer hide. As the silence between them stretched, Mia finally broke down. Tears streamed down her face as she confessed to what Alex had already pieced together. "It wasn't what you think," she began, her voice trembling. "It wasn't physical. But I felt lost, Alex. Ryan was there when I needed someone to talk to." Her words hit Alex like a wave. Lost? Had she felt so unheard, so unseen in their marriage that she turned to someone else? The realization stung, but it did little to soften the sharp edges of his pain. "And you couldn't talk to me," Alex's voice cracked with a mixture of anger and heartbreak. Mia shook her head, her hands trembling. "You were always busy. You had work, the girls, everything else. I didn't want to add to your plate." "But you added," Ryan. Alex shot back, his frustration bubbling over. "You shared parts of yourself with him that were supposed to be ours. How am I supposed to forgive that?" Mia tried to explain, to justify her actions, but every word she said only deepened the divide between them. For Alex, it wasn't just about the betrayal, it was about the erosion of trust, the foundation of their relationship that now felt irreparably broken. That night, Alex slept on the couch, the weight of their shattered bond pressing down on him. In his heart, he wondered if they could ever find a way back from this, or if the damage was already too great. In the weeks that followed, Alex and Mia struggled to navigate the new, fragile terrain of their relationship. While emotions ran high between them, one thing was clear: they both loved their daughters deeply and were determined to shield them from the chaos brewing behind closed doors. Conversations became strategic, their tones careful and controlled whenever Lily and Chloe were around. They maintained the appearance of a united front, school drop-offs, family dinners, bedtime stories, all executed with a deliberate normalcy that neither of them truly felt. But Alex's heart ached every time he looked at his girls. Chloe's innocent giggles and Lily's curious questions about the world reminded him of the family he and Mia had built, the life they had promised to protect. The thought of tearing it apart filled him with dread. One evening, as he helped Lily with her art project, she looked up at him with wide eyes and asked, "Daddy, why do you and Mommy seem sad sometimes?" The question caught Alex off guard, and he struggled to find the right words. "Mommy and I just have a lot on our minds," he said gently, brushing her hair back. "But we love you and Chloe so much. That will never change." Though Alex wanted to shield his daughters from the truth, he knew that pretending everything was fine wasn't sustainable. He and Mia agreed to start therapy, not just for themselves, but to find a way to communicate better as co-parents, no matter what the future held for their marriage. Every decision Alex made from that point forward was rooted in one goal: protecting Lily and Chloe's happiness, even as his own world seemed to crumble. Months passed, and the tension between Alex and Mia slowly began to shift. Therapy sessions forced them to confront the deeper issues that had taken root long before Ryan entered the picture. Through painful conversations, Alex realized how his long work hours and emotional unavailability had left Mia feeling isolated. Meanwhile, Mia had to confront the devastating consequences of seeking solace outside their marriage rather than addressing her feelings with Alex. Though the hurt lingered, both were determined to put their daughters, Lily and Chloe, first. They agreed on one thing: their girls deserved a stable, loving environment. However, rebuilding trust proved to be a far greater challenge. Alex struggled to see Mia in the same light, and Mia wrestled with her guilt and the fear that she might have irreparably damaged their bond. Eventually, they came to a heart-wrenching conclusion: staying together for the sake of appearances might do more harm than good. After many late-night discussions, they decided to separate but committed to co-parenting with love and respect. Telling the girls was one of the hardest moments of Alex's life. Sitting them down, he and Mia explained in the simplest terms that Mommy and Daddy would live in different homes, but would always be a team when it came to loving and supporting them. Chloe cried, clinging to both parents, while Lily asked if they had done something wrong. Alex's voice broke as he reassured her, "This is not your fault. We both love you more than anything, and that will never, ever change." Though the separation was painful, it brought clarity. In time, Alex and Mia found a rhythm that worked for their family. They attended school events together, celebrated birthdays as a team, and focused on what mattered most, the happiness of their daughters. Through it all, Alex learned a valuable lesson about love and resilience. Relationships, he realized, are as fragile as they are beautiful, requiring constant care and attention. Though his heart still carried scars, he found solace in the laughter of his daughters and the hope that one day he and Mia could fully heal, even if it wasn't as husband and wife. Thank you for watching this emotional journey of love, loss, and resilience. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more heartfelt and thought-provoking stories. Until next time, take care and cherish those you love.